Folks, imagine this. You wake up, grab your morning coffee, or green tea if you're feeling adventurous, and turn on the news. But instead of the usual political circus, you see the American flag waving alongside the Japanese flag. That's right, in this hypothetical world, Japanese politicians are calling the shots in the good old US of A. Now before you dismiss this as another one of my crazy opening acts, hear me out. What if we could learn a thing or two from the land of the rising sun about running a country? I'm not talking about trading an apple pie for mochi, though I wouldn't say no to a mochi ice cream right now. I'm talking about their approach to politics. The Japanese are known for their consensus building, their emphasis on social harmony, and their unique economic policies. So buckle up, America. We're about to take a crash course in Japanese-style governance, and trust me, it's going to be interesting. We'll explore the potential benefits and the inevitable cultural clashes, and maybe, just maybe, we'll come out of this with some fresh ideas for our own political landscape. Stay tuned. Now I know what you're thinking. Colbert, are you suggesting we swap out our good old-fashioned American wheeling and dealing for some kind of Zen meditation circle? Well, not exactly. But one thing we can learn from the Japanese is the art of consensus building. In Japan, politicians don't just ram through legislation like a bull in a china shop. They actually, get this, talk to each other. They try to find common ground. They value harmony and cooperation over cutthroat competition. Imagine that, politicians actually working together to find solutions instead of just scoring political points. Now let's be real, folks. The Japanese emphasis on harmony and politeness might clash with the American love for a good old-fashioned shouting match. We're a nation built on passionate debate and, let's be honest, sometimes a little bit of drama. Imagine a world where instead of fiery speeches and Twitter wars, our politicians engaged in respectful dialogue and tried to find common ground. It would be like watching paint dry, right? But hey, maybe a little less noise and a little more thoughtfulness wouldn't hurt. Here's something that might surprise you. Japan has a reputation for efficiency. Their government is known for its streamlined processes and its ability to get things done. Now compare that to the American political system, which often feels like it's stuck in a perpetual traffic jam. Bills get stalled in Congress for years, partisan gridlock brings everything to a standstill, and don't even get me started on the bureaucracy. Could you imagine Japanese-style efficiency in Washington? It would be like trading in our beat-up old jalopy for a sleek, high-speed bullet train. Section 5. Social safety nets. From cradle to grave. One of the hallmarks of Japanese society is its strong social safety net. From universal healthcare to generous pensions, the Japanese government provides for its citizens from cradle to grave. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Colbert, that sounds expensive. And you're right, it is. But the Japanese believe that a society is only as strong as its weakest members. Would Americans be willing to pay higher taxes in exchange for a stronger social safety net? It's a question that has been debated for decades, and one that would likely be front and center in our hypothetical Japanese-run America. Section 6. The debt elephant in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room, folks. Debt. Japan has a massive national debt, one of the highest in the world. And while they've managed to keep their economy afloat, it's a major concern. Now imagine what would happen if they were in charge of the US economy, which already has its own debt issues. It would be like two sumo wrestlers trying to share a seesaw. So, while Japanese politicians might bring some fresh ideas to the table, they'd also have to grapple with some serious economic challenges. Section 7. Culture clashes and political faux pas. Let's be honest, folks, there would be some serious culture clashes if Japanese politicians were running the show. Imagine a world where campaign rallies were replaced with formal tea ceremonies, or where politicians bowed instead of shaking hands. And let's not forget about the language barrier. Can you imagine trying to decipher a political speech delivered in Japanese? It would be like trying to understand what the heck I'm saying half the time. Section 8. The land of the rising sun meets the land of the free. Now, some of you might be thinking, Colbert, this is all well and good, but America is different. We value individualism, freedom, and a good old-fashioned dose of skepticism towards our government. And you're right. The Japanese emphasis on conformity and respect for authority might not sit well with everyone in the land of the free. But maybe, just maybe, we could learn something from each other. Maybe a little Japanese-style consensus building and long-term thinking could help bridge the partisan divide that's tearing our country apart. Section 9, a final thought, more than just sushi diplomacy. So, there you have it folks, a glimpse into a world where Japanese politicians rule the roost in America. Would it be a utopia? Probably not. Would it be interesting? You bet. We might not want to trade in our hamburgers for sushi anytime soon, but maybe, just maybe, there are some lessons we can learn from the land of the rising sun. And hey, if nothing else, it gives us something to talk about besides the latest political scandal. That's it for me folks. Stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay thirsty for knowledge.